Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, folks.
We are back!
Yes, we are back.
This felt like forever, by the way, I just letting you know.
Huh?
This felt like forever, by the way, just letting you know.
2 weeks felt like forever.
Lobantan, good day,
Forever,
sir.
ever.
But well rested?
Well rested. Well rested. What's up, folks?
Even more purposeful now?
Yeah, man.
I see, like,
That's nothing.
can I, hey Jarrod, I just want to start off. See, so my friend looks after me. Y'all know, like, just like this. I don't care about anything big, but given where you know where I am right now, mindset-wise, and what I'm trying to achieve, this means a lot. So, this is one of my best gifts ever. But happy to have you back, brother.
Yeah, man. Good to be back, man. Good to be back.
Right? Well, just show them, some people in the way you want to know. Yeah, show the people in them know where you
I did two things. I took a vacation. That was the second part of the trip. But first and foremost, the truck pass. Yeah. First and
that's
foremost.
if you're hearing us clearly.
Yeah, I attended a conference called Inbound, hosted by HubSpot,
Right.
which speaks a lot about developing a business, developing an inbound strategy, developing an outbound strategy. You name it, all about digital marketing. You name it, everything that included sales and business development, small business and otherwise. That is what inbound was. I actually thought it was only inbound, but it's way more than just inbound selling.
So it hit
It's
the mark, everything was good.
Everything was good. So it was an excellent experience, and any one of you all who are aspiring in relation to developing a business, looking at being better in terms of digital marketing, marketers, brand managers, whoever you are,
Yep.
I recommend that it's something that you attend.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So, let's just give everybody 2 minutes. Things have been normal here. Same thing with meetings, Zealand, and then I had quite a bit of conversations back and forth, even though he was out. But again, it all just kind of testified to the fact that they still see a lot of basics people aren't doing in the market.
Yeah.
Like they, as I say, they keep hitting their foot, and when they really ask them questions why, you absolutely understand why. They just keep missing the mark and all other things.
There are still a lot of gaps in relation to sales and business because they all intertwined in each other. Sales and business is the same thing.
Correct.
So really and truly, how you start sometimes will represent how you finish, but it doesn't mean that if you start bad, you will finish bad. You know, if you don't make the right, if you don't speak to people like Jarrod and myself, or if you don't figure it out for yourself along the way that, okay, I may not be getting the results I'm looking for right now.
Yep.
Excuse me. What is it I need to do differently? Then, of course, you will end the way that you genuinely initially started, you know. But the good thing is that there's always room to stop, reset, check to see what you're doing, and
Take
pick
a
up.
pause.
Yeah, take a pause.
And I think this topic this morning is a really good one. This is actually given to us by Keron Rose, aka Jarrod and I, some weeks ago, that we just wanted to bring to the forefront because we think it's important. More importantly, because it's things that we want to make sure and implement into our business as well. Morning, John. Morning, Leon.
Morning, John. How are you doing?
Right? That we're just talking about in the business itself. So the topic this morning is 3 things in digital that has changed the way we do sales.
All right.
And I love this topic because, you know me, I look at any way that you can make, not necessarily make your job easier, but more efficient. I think easier is the wrong word.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure and put things that in a more efficient manner.
Yeah.
So you want to take it off, or you want me to start? What's one of your main things, especially coming from the conference?
Yeah, well, actually, I'll give it to you, not just from the conference, I'll give it to you from my own experiences, right? And when I say that, because I grew up in sales predominantly outbound. Right? So within the last year or 2, I've been really learning to use social and everything else. So I will definitely say the 3 things that have really helped me and my business that you guys should be looking at from the digital area. One is blogging, because as you know, that's something that I like to do.
Right? Correct.
Blogging is actually a great way to start putting your expertise out there from the get-go. It gives people the ability to understand, okay, this person really understands my business, or really understands the industry, or really understands the problem, and you get to put it out from the standpoint of your perspective, from the problem into the solution.
That's correct.
That has actually helped me a lot, because I've actually seen where a blog from a year ago has actually initiated a conversation for me to have with our organization.
Correct. And blogs are good because, again, you know me, I'm only video person, but a lot of people who don't want to do video, which is okay.
Correct.
But they're way better at writing, because you don't see it from me. It takes me a long while to write something where it will take me 2 seconds to do a
just
video.
do the video. Correct.
So it's all about relying on your strengths, and I think because people absorb information in so many different ways, it's really important that you really take time. And I was telling somebody this on Friday. You're robbing everybody in the world by not sharing your knowledge.
That's correct.
Like, you're really doing people a disservice. So there are a lot of ways that you can actually do it. So you definitely need to start exploring those options so you can take advantage.
I think you're also shortchanging yourself, because as much as you're putting information out there to share with the general public,
right?
There are many different mediums now where people are consuming content.
Yep.
You understand? So while yes, you may be all into making the calls, or we may show people as to how to make the calls and stuff like that, if there's a way for them to put their expertise out there so that other people can actually see it, then definitely do that.
Yeah.
Because of course, you all right, so you and I may have this conversation now today.
Correct.
Client. But that conversation has a timeline. It starts now and it ends 5 minutes from now. Right? Whereas your piece of content, your blog, stays out there until you take it out.
Yeah, the stuff there on YouTube stays there forever.
Stays there forever.
So if somebody's doing a search and they have the right keywords and the right search engine optimization, you'll be able to actually capitalize on a lot of things.
That's correct.
So, I mean, if it's not a tool that you're utilizing to showcase your business or just showcase what you do as a talent, just saying, guys, you're missing out on a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
For me, my biggest thing in sales that I think has helped a lot in terms of digital and just in terms of the entire landscape, for me, is implementing a CRM.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, first time I actually got introduced to one was back when I was in DHL, and it made a huge improvement because you're able to see the triggers to help you have an impact on the customer and be more proactive rather than reactive. And it's still, I would say it's still strange to see companies that don't have one in 2019, but again, when we say strange, I'm not talking about Trinidad and Tobago. This is worldwide. They have big companies making millions that don't have a CRM in place.
It's funny though. On the first day of the conference, when we were going to register, I met someone, and she was actually there because she would her boss sent her to see if it really made sense. You see, to invest in a CRM. So we may think, us here in Trinidad, we may think that well, the US are way ahead of us in terms of having CRM. I can tell you some of the conversations that I had with people, they were like, all right, I think I need to give that some more consideration. And this is me coming from Trinidad, telling them the value of it. So they are feeling it out because they themselves don't have it, and they themselves are not seeing the value. And I think that's also very important, because a lot of the times companies may not see the value, but then there's a whole different discussion as to how it's actually positioned to them in terms of how they want to use the CRM.
Yeah.
So but I agree with you. Having a CRM in this particular era, the digital era, is extremely important in terms of improving your sales or being better in terms of how you operate with your sales. And
here's one of the reasons why I'll make mention of this, right? The CRM does two things. It allows you to, like, the biggest thing it does is allow you to see patterns. Whether it is in your revenue, whether it is in your customers' behavior, especially if you set it up with triggers based on the product or service that you have, you have a huge gold mine there. And again, the reason why I talk about patterns, because we did this with some of the insurance companies we were doing some training for recently. Imagine if you pull your CRM based on your service and you notice, and I always use this exact example, everybody who you have sold to is born in April. Once you start changing your message, however you market it is going to be tweaked, because now your message might start to include, let's either talk about horoscopes or talk about birthdays.
That's correct.
And from the time I know you're born in April, my ears will perk up because the percentage of me closing you just grew dramatically higher.
Yeah, and you're doing the important part of the CRM, which is the relationship part, as you are. Right? So you're building the relationship based upon your information that you have on your customer.
Yeah.
Right? So you're taking a deeper dive and creating that stickiness in relation to the customer.
And then with the CRM now, suppose it is that you have so many products or services, you need to know which products and services working, because that helps you with the demand forecast.
That's correct.
That helps you demand more stuff from management. Because the thing with your CRM, guys, is that, remember, and Randy, who's watching, will testify because he's a Salesforce fanatic.
Right.
This allows you to create hardcore information for your management, because management operates on numbers. Management won't deny you numbers. If you actually come and say, listen, this product is actually increasing in demand, we have almost 15% uptake, this is the actual revenue, and this is what we're projecting based on what's in the pipeline.
And it helps the overall business process in terms of what inventory you need to order, in terms of trends from now. So, sometimes we like to say, boy, I close the sale, but you have no stock. Well, if it is that you're forecasting it properly, CRM definitely helps you do stuff like that, because you get to forecast way ahead of time and then again, the order will be placed based upon your level of forecasting accuracy and how high is the probability of that sale closing. So, like for instance, back in the day for me at Massey, we only really started to order stock when we were 80 or 90% sure that our deal was going to close. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 80 or 90% sure, but we also had it from the advanced standpoint. So we knew that,
Correct.
okay, a couple of months from now, these deals are going to close, these are what we need to be bringing in. You understand? So instead of just bringing in stock, random, and it actually made it better for the organization. Again, we're talking business processes. It was better for the organization because you had stock that was moving. The stock turnover was much better.
Correct. What's your other point that you
the other point I would definitely use there is the use of social. I know that we had that when we were putting our answers together. So again, using it, I'm giving you, I would only be telling you guys anything now from what I do, and that has been successful or not successful for me. So using social has also been very successful for me in relation to putting the right type of content out there, understanding the feedback from the audience, the folks that are listening. How is it that they're actually responding? What is it that I am talking about now? How they respond lets me know as to how important my piece of content is to them.
Yep.
Right? And that has also really helped me in relation to the growth of the business, the growth of the brand. Because again, remember, we're not just looking at it from the standpoint of just transactionary, but of course you want to make sure that you stay top of mind.
Yep.
You understand? You also want to make sure that you are top of mind, meaning the first person that they are looking for when it is that they say, okay, sales, or when it is that they say air conditioning, or when it's saying copiers.
Anything.
You are the first person. And you gotta own the space.
And let me rant on this too and actually say, because there's something I was voicing about last week. Remember, I'm doing my prospecting challenge.
Yep.
And one of the things I share with Sheldon is that I actually, most days when I'm going to prospect, I can't because somebody already calls me with an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason is because I keep putting out so much information there.
Right.
So again, I'm dominating on LinkedIn. I have a bunch of other stuff on my Instagram account, and all those things transcend because persons take it, they share it, they start adding it, they start sending it to persons. So one of the meetings I had was because somebody who I connected with on LinkedIn sent a personalized message to, sent it to her boss because she started following my content.
Right.
And he reached out to me.
Right.
So I don't have to do any prospecting.
That's what you want.
That's what you want. You want to create that. So imagine if you have that system going for you, and again, social is so many things, as I say. It's blogging, it's putting out things on the different social media platforms. It could be a networking and all to an extent, but what you're not utilizing, and especially in terms of digital, is that, I'm sorry, you can't deny it, you can't fight it. Social media is king.
Yeah. And you know, that's a good point I made when you spoke about networking, because it's not just Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, that kind of thing, right? There's people that you know within your network, within your mental Rolodex.
Yep.
Who is it that you know that you could actually reach out to connect with you, to connect you with someone, so that you could possibly speak with them about what's important to you in terms of your product or services that you can help them with, right?
Yep.
So don't leave out actually picking up the phone and calling someone that you know, or calling someone that you know that can put you in front of somebody that you need to speak with, right? So you're really using your network is important, outside of just using your respective social media platforms, you know. But yeah, social media is key, and that in itself, for folks who may not be familiar, that is putting out content to generate inbound traffic.
Correct. And can I say the main thing to which a lot of persons don't do? When persons are, engagement is the biggest thing, of course, with all the social media platforms. So if it is that you aren't engaging with your audience, even though people taking like I always tell persons a simple example. Imagine if you put out a post, you get 20 likes. It's really not difficult for you to message all 20 persons to say thanks for taking the time to like the post.
Yeah, nothing is like that. Oh,
just build that engagement.
You know what I've also seen, right? And because I don't host much events,
right?
But I've always seen that when people have an event, let's say on your Facebook page, and this is in line with social as well, right?
Right.
And your selling strategy. People may say, there's an event that they're interested in going to, so you may have 100 people interested, but 50 people going.
Correct.
Why don't you take the time to follow up with those 100 people who are interested in going? You understand
Simple things.
Because they already have an interest. Instead of just putting out the content there, or doing another post and another post, you put it on the post, but make sure that you stay connected to the people who are saying, hey, I'm interested.
Yep.
Because most times, a lot of those people who are interested, they may not show up. You understand? So you want to make sure you already have the interest from those people.
And there are some people who just love to click yes or no, come
exactly.
in, and that is it.
Yeah, and you want to be able to filter them out. But it's a good idea to really work on those people who are saying that they're interested as well. And this kind of ties into the third point that I had that speaks about any web platform. So whether it's Facebook, whether it's your website or whatever it is, you must have a sales process to walk people through your sales funnel. Apart from you just having someone that you in front of and you get them to sign a contract, you must be able to convert that person into you actually meeting them, if that's how your sales process works, to convert them into actual clients.
So that's one of my points I want to go into, which is the automation. So shout out because Nikisha joined, which is perfect timing, because with her company Printtree, you can order and do your prints online.
I think I saw that a couple of weeks ago.
So then shout out to, because Ariba, one of the places I eat at, you can order online. And it's set up in terms of our entire process. So if you have the ability to automate the system of what you're doing for customers, where some people just don't want the interaction, some people just want to place the order, you should put that in place. I was able to see, I was able to understand everything clearly, select everything I want. More importantly, not more importantly, they didn't have llama, so they like to eat like geogram. They didn't have it, but somebody called me immediately to say, hey, we don't have any geogram available. I don't know if you want to order anything else, which means they had the process in place.
Yep.
They had, if it doesn't have it, what do? We call the customer.
Right, that's perfect. And that in itself follows a sales process.
I will order it again.
No, what do you do? Somebody has to make the call. So that's an internal process that's built into your web portal.
Yep.
And that is perfect. And sometimes you don't even need a website to do all that. You can just have that built into your, because right now I think Facebook has these they have the automated
the chatbots. Another thing that you should have in digital.
Again, it is not just a matter of having it. You have to think it through. It's a process.
Yeah.
So don't just say, well, yeah, we have it.
Walk
and you
it
put
through
it out
and
there.
test it through.
Think it through. If you were the customer, what would be the process? So you're doing buyer and seller, exactly what you want from you being the buyer, and what is it that you will be doing as the seller. Because again, too many times sometimes we just have a seller focused process, another customer buying process that's tied in there. So automation built, your whole sales process. That's really, really important, because you get to do so many things. And guess what? Your automation falls straight back into your CRM, because you now have that person booked in as a customer.
Correct.
And if the person understands that you just genuinely like lamb, if they have a lamb special, guess what they're telling you on Sunday? Hey, we have a lamb special on Wednesday, Tuesday.
They start messaging you and telling you what's going on.
Yeah.
Simple thing.
So it gives you the ability to be a lot more intuitive with your customers now. You stay closer, you have a better understanding as to who they are, what they like. You connect with them, and that is across the board too, because when it is that you have a school, when it is that you are doing automotive services, you have the ability of doing that, but we are far away from doing it right now, just because we have a lot of business owners who are not thinking along those lines.
You and I as well, you could always say we far in terms of implementing some
That's
of
correct.
things. I would say I would want things more automated, and then I also want things more well, not automated. Yeah, the automation I think is the biggest thing I think we need to make sure and have.
Correct.
To make sure we could service people better. So keep in mind some of those things, and if it is that you haven't put things in your business, let me give you all some best tips. You want to reach out to somebody amazing with automation, you should reach out to somebody like Cassia.
Yes.
Right? You want to reach out to making sure you should understand social media and everything more in terms of how you could utilize your platforms. I know Trend Media has some stuff coming up. You have people like LaShawn Ramden, who's a good friend of ours, who does a lot of things to show people how to use their social media platforms. Right? And then we have the almighty best digital tool in the world, Google.
Yep.
So once it is that you can't figure out something, trust me, Google or YouTube has it. So
any one of the two of them have it.
Correct. So that's just some of our things for today as we start back. Next networking event November, first week.
Yeah.
We'll be later than that because we're going straight into Christmas after that. But yeah, just look out for some more things from
That's amazing though, because we are basically at the tail end of the financial year. We already, today is the 16th? No, tomorrow is the 16th. Today is the 15th of September, guys. September is going to be done just now.
Yes. No, hold on.
PTI, guys, PTI.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Bye-bye.
the reason why I'm bringing that up too, the reason why I'm bringing that up as well is because of the fact that government's financial year is ending
September, the budget is October.
Right, the budget is October. What is it that you've actually been putting into place? I know that there are corporate entities whose financial year ends and starting in September, going into October. Some of us are heavily into Q4 right now, so we're pushing straight down to the end of the year. What has been your approach? How is it that you're managing your business? How is it that you're assessing your business? What's your plan for 2019? Are you planning all now for 2019, or are you waiting
2020?
for 2020, or are you waiting for January 1st, 2020? You know,
Start doing it now.
So yeah, man.
All right. So if you have any questions for us, please let us know. You know, we always like to chat with you guys, and thank you for everybody who joined in.
Yeah, thanks again, Keron, for the question. That was an
Faculty
excellent question.
Bean, look, Tammy's on, Lakeisha, John Ruman, Randy. We had to bring Randy on the show today, you know.
Yeah.
I think Randy will mash up people when he tell us the story.
All right. Cool.
So we will talk to you guys next week, and of course, just message us once you want to find out anything sales related.
Lovely. Peace.